VW Sportsman. So as long as it's Volkswagen Audi Group car, that's about it, really. It's a dial your own bracket class, 13.50 for Lawrence Clark in the Thunderbug in the STP lane. Taking on Justin Foley with a Red Dwarf from just down the road in Urchester, 14 flat. I've just noticed Luke's hair down there. It's got its own postcode these days, isn't it?
It's got its own wildlife.
Yeah, definitely. He's up for a trip to the zoo and stay there. Right, 1350.
Right, Lee Caudry with
13.65. Nice opener for Lawrence.
Cupra.
Justin Foley goes 15.02
Phil Jones
14 flat.
15.30 with the Audi A3. As Luke was saying, there's plenty of cheap VWs available on the market to actually have a go. Just buy something, you know, for like less than £1,000 and have a go at racing.
I was going to say Lee Caudry there with 13 flat dialing. That left really, really well against Phil Jones. Yeah, I mean it's a well-known fact that you can, well, with the know-how, you can build and race. Look at that for a breakout. Nearly half a second for Lee Caudry. Phil Jones goes to number 2 with a 15.63. Yeah, you can build a car for like a couple of grand that runs tens. Yeah. Carl Goldsmith, the man himself, has proved that numerous times. So John Crawford wearing the number 1 from last year.
Oh, year before, don't forget.
Is it year before?
Yeah. Yeah, they're on 2019 National Championship race numbers, because obviously last year was COVID Cup, so it didn't change race numbers.
Okay, fine.
So
right.
That was the slight anomaly.
Taking on Larry Ainslow. Good to see Larry back and racing in the Autoglym lane. 15.41 for John Crawford. Well, I think, if I'm not wrong, he's head of maths at a fairly local school during the week. Which begs the question, why is he off on Friday?
Rescheduled.
Inset training day breaks out by a big margin. Opening run, Jason, 70-40, that'll do.
Now, this is the type of car that Luke was on about. You can pick up an Audi TT.
3 cents per second. Larry goes to number 3. Is that right?
I mean, that's 1786, not bad. So that's 20 years old, that car.
However, very competitive.
Yeah.
It only needs to be consistent. It doesn't have to be, you know, shiny and brand new and everything else as well. It's a very, very affordable way of going out there and having fun.
So that's Polly.
Yeah, slightly on the other end scale, Rob Creswell with an Audi RS4, which is definitely not a cheap option. However, obviously still perfectly legal. You can, you know, pay your money, take your choice. If you want to spend lots and go quick, you're very welcome to. But these are daily drivers. They're not, you know, they're not just race cars. So that is Polly Judge out there actually in the STP lane with the TT. I used to see Polly in the TT. 14.02 for Rob on a 13.80 goes. (2020) saw the emergence of Morgan Wilson number 2
as
Polly breaks out by nearly 1/10 of a second.
Way before the end of the year.
Without putting too fine a point on it, let me guess what
well,
happened.
No longer a junior racer.
Let me guess what happened.
The adult class. She was the first COVID
sort of sums
champion.
it up, really, doesn't it? I was just going to say we won down there in the family Beetle in the STP lane. Is that the car that Duncan used to race?
I think so.
I think it is, isn't it? She went red on the tree that time. Steve Stone definitely didn't. Nearly a half-second reaction time.
Well, it's all about the ETs. 1550 and 1760 are the targets. 1583, 1826. 4 and 6 is where they ended up. Now then, Jack Gooding. Again, a former junior dragster racer. Now having a go in VW Sportsman with the lovely little Sirocco called Nemesis.
And currently enjoying winding everybody up in the class as well, I think. Safe to say.
So his target then 16.65.
Could we have Funny Bike into the pairing lanes, please? Could we have Funny Bike into the lanes, please? 1686. Good job, Jack. Currently number 2. Couple of tenths off, but he was the right side of the number. That's important.
All right, Paul Jackson with Il Parata going alongside, I think that's Tom Herbert with the Ream machine.
We're on to VW Pro, so these cars are quicker. I think we're waiting for a dial-in, actually, for Paul Jackson. No, we got it. 10.99 for the little Lupo. Amazing, isn't it? I didn't think you could run that quick with a Lupo if you dropped it off a cliff, but that's incredibly quick. Same for Tom Herbert, too. 11.60. Tom Herbert's going to get there first. With 12.47 and 14.31, two very much less than perfect runs that time. Could we have Pro ET into the pairing lanes, please? Pro ET into the pairing lanes for round 2 of qualifying. That means we've done through everything at least once, I presume.
Yeah.
Jacob Bailey with the Jetta. 10.5 second dial-in. You notice something slightly odd about a lot of these cars. You wouldn't be wrong. Normally big wheels at the back, little wheels at the front in drag racing. They are the other way around for good reason. You probably guessed it. They're front wheel drive. And 11.5 seconds in the front wheel drive anything is seriously quick. Guy Foley. Well, Jacob Bailey's long gone. Oh, and he breaks out. Look at the speed as well. Stage with the front wheel, actually. I think he must have staged with some of the body. Okay, James Gould taking on Adrian 1281 for Guy Foley. Unbelievably, gets him the number 2 spot. James Good, part of Team Militia.
Oh, that's a good run from Jacob, actually. Yeah, he was worried that we wouldn't see the roof graphics, but I don't think that's an issue.
Definitely not. I like the streamlining as well. Lots of big old holes. That's one serious hole cutter to get holes that big in the back of it. Late Goose himself, Mr. Adrian Sully, with the, from this angle, unbelievably oversized front wheels, or front tyres at least. Anyway, they're not oversized. It's obviously because they're in a different part of the car that we're used to seeing.
Well, the only job the back wheels have to do is hold the back end up. That's it. Got nothing else to do.
Well, he certainly wasn't a late goose that time round. Bang on time with the 0.59. $11.50. We got some timing up to do with VW Pro. Adrian Sully breaks out. Okay, one of my all-time heroes in drag racing though goes. Not you, Luke. Don't panic. Is that right? It's a number 1.
He does. Yeah.
0.3 of a second off. Number 1. TP lane. Look at the dial-ins. 9.89 pair.
I think they sussed us out between Dave Crowhurst with the Wanger.
The
great to see that car
Golf
back.
in the. Now, if you look at the pair of these cars, if you just look at the appearance of them, one you would say would be much quicker than the other, i.e. the one that looks like a pro mod car. He was a little bit too eager. Don't count Carl Goldsmith out at all. Oh, lots of smoke out the top end for Carl Goldsmith. Still goes. 10.30. Once again, look at the speed, 143 miles an hour. Dave Crowhurst, 10.09 at 1:30. He's your number 1 qualifier, actually, so far.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying a usual smoke and whatever. Spotters are going out having a look, Carl, but that was breathing very heavily as it reached the finishing line.
Might need to check that out.
I think that's water.
Yeah, looking good, I think. I hope.
Top end have cleared.
Carl Goldsmith spends more time working on his car and less racing than I think anyone I know, unfortunately. And it's a really big unfortunately because he works so hard.
Yeah, track's good.
We have VW Sportsman 575, please, to signing on. VW Sportsman 575, please, to signing on, whoever that might be. I'm very sorry, I don't know your actual name because we've only been given... Also, the world's fastest shed's just called in.
Right, the legend himself, Paul Bargate, with the Sirocco, 11.99, the slowest you could dive.
I was
in
going to
VW
say,
Pro.
I was just thinking that. So when, so you never fancied, because you had an Audi, didn't you? You never fancied racing it before.
Well, I did
you?
it once, and then I thought I need to go quicker.
See, expensive mistake thinking you can do it cheaply. 12.05, that's
done.
your number one qualifier as well. 112 miles an hour. There we go.
Excuse me, sir. How fast did you go?
12.56, 106 mile an hour, 1.6 60 foot, and a 0.01 reaction.
And what did that for you?
Mate, I can't believe it done it. I just can't allow it. Mate, the two words that come to my mind changing between first and second gear. Oh yeah. I've never driven a car that's hooked like that, man.
Nice,
Wow.
well done, well done. Phil, how'd the first run go? You're smiling.
Yeah, well, it survived. Yeah, better than I thought. 15.6, so I'm only 3 tenths down, but my getaway was terrible.
Nice.
So there's a lot of improvement to come, fingers crossed.
Brilliant, well
When I can
done.
get used to this burnout box, it'll be even better. But yeah, good.
There you go, rolling on to round 2.
Yeah.
Did a 12.0 and an 11.99.
I know, and you're number one qualifier.
Oh.
I thought you were rubbish at this.
Yeah, well,
I thought you were old and you were past it.
I'm off to win.
Yeah.
It's a recovery. That's recuperation. Well, you know, you got it, can't help it. Can you? It's just one of them things. I just wake up every day with it.